my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song, this cornerstone.
Thank you. Welcome back. We thank you for keeping tuned, and we wanted to look at the interventions that the KSCF is doing in the student ministry in high schools, and we would want to ask Madam Elos to just let us know what are some of these interventions that are done at various levels.
Thank you very much. Now addressing that KSCF is the fellowship of students.
Yes.
And our goal and our role is to equip and empower young people. So at school level, we implement, especially the Christian Union Matron, their role is to organize programs, invite people that are able to speak to the student about different issues that they are facing in the society that we are living in today. Because as Christians, we have to be at the forefront. And we know that the only true solution to the problems that young people are facing today, maybe media, music, is the Bible. It's the Word of God. It is the real remedy. And therefore, that's why we have programs, and every school has programs, and they invite speakers from KSCF to come and speak to the student about the challenges they are facing. Now, when we bring students together at sub-county level, especially Christian leaders, we just go to emphasize what is being done at school level. And because they are leaders, we take a little bit more, or we invest more to empower them, so that they come back to school, they're able to implement what we have taught them to the rest of the students. And the same thing happens to the county level. When we go, we're just emphasizing, the Bible is very clear. You keep telling them the truth, the truth, the truth. And this truth becomes a reality, and they're able to live that truth in their lives. So there's nothing different, just emphasizing. And when we tell them, when they're taught at school, they go to sub-county, they are told the same thing. They go for another event at the county level, we emphasize the same things. Then they go at the convention, they emphasize the same thing we have been telling them in school, or different things. Then they're able, this truth dawns in them, and they're able to live that truth and impact others.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm happy because, again, you realize, like, the book of Deuteronomy is written as a remembrance of all that they have been learned before, and therefore there is the aspect of re-emphasizing. I'm very happy that it's coming out very, very clearly. But Elijah, do you have any evidences of situations of young people that probably knew nothing about God, and eventually after they met the Lord and they were discipled, they matured, and they have changed all?
Yes, we do. I do, and most of us do, who do school ministry. I would give an example of a student that I got a testimony from their teacher, that she came to the school and they never used to attend church at all in their home. And on Sundays, it's party day, so they are taken out at 11 and bashes and all those things. And one time when she came to school and she found they have a prayer in the morning, then another Sunday they have prayers in the morning, she said, this must be different. When they closed school, she went home and said, okay, ma'am, I'm not going to stay here today. I will go to church in the morning, and then I'll come back at 11 when you're taking us out. When she did that for 2 Sundays, the parents were challenged. And what they did the next time, they said, okay, you're not going to church alone. We shall all go together first. And that is a real story. It's not even 2 years or less ago. It's a recent case. I have another incident I have seen of a boy who came to school, and he was highly involved in drugs, expelled from a good boarding school, then comes to somewhere in a day school, and we went for the school missions, and he came to us for what we call counseling and mentorship and so on. And he said, I want to be open to you people. I'm struggling with banking, I'm struggling with drugs, and how can you help me? And he gave us his story. We listened to him and we said, okay, we are going to advise you and pray with you and help you to slowly come out of that. And of course we did that in consultation with their Christian teacher. And when we went back to the school, do you know what we did? We found that the boy has transformed. He's become one of the leaders in the school, and he no longer takes class. That's a student after meeting Christ. And maybe I give another one, just for now, of students we have met, because there are many things that happen in schools. And we want the parents to know this, even the pastors to know this, that when we send the students to schools, there are many pressures that they get, pressing them so hard. And sometimes they make decisions just as kids. They require someone to listen to them, and one way will be as witness with us. So this student had come from a very pressing family background, and when he went to school, he really wanted just to die, that's all. And attempted suicide once and twice, a student in school. And the same patron talked to us and told us, okay, we have a student who cannot be kept in school, we are sending the boy away. And the superior said, don't send the boy away before KSF comes on board. You know KSF are these ministers, they are the one we call KSF. And we talked to the boy, and the story is now different. She went back to school, no more suicide story, and so on. These things are continuous and they are happening in our schools. There is real transformation through Christ. Especially when KSF is committed to bringing the people who have sober doctrines of Christ to the schools. So they are there, and this just, and we can write even a book on the transformations we have received. Some from families calling us, some from principals calling us, and some are coming in from the peers in the school. Wow. Yes, we have.
Wow, we are talking about real practical challenges that are happening to young people in high school and even in the society. And therefore, the best way is not just to avoid this, but it's to be there so that you are able to assist. And I think the KSCF is doing a great work. Madam Carol, we look at national phenomenon, and we have got so many of us. And KSCF's coverage probably is to a given magnitude. What do you do?
Okay, currently as KSCF, we have a presence in 45 counties out of the 47 counties, and I think we are doing very well. All those schools in those particular 45 counties have been reached. Just a few schools maybe in some counties, but the awareness is there. So at national level, we organize, of course, the national convention. And as we talk about the large numbers that we have large numbers of students. And the number of teachers may not commensurate the number of students. So because of that, over the past few years, we have engaged what we are calling peer-to-peer type of ministry. In this peer-to-peer type of ministry, what we are calling P2P, we are envisioning training students to be able to do ministry to one another. So that when they are within the school, they can be able to minister to one another, go back at home and minister to one another. Where the teacher may not be present, or the pastor may not be present, they are able to actually do ministry, pray for one another, evangelize one another, disciple one another, counsel one another, and also do a Bible study together. And therefore, in the National Convention, one of the things that we envision doing as we look forward to the National Convention, which is organized for that purpose, is to be able to train the students to be peer ministers, basically to be peer ministers, to minister to their peers. And of course that will require training, and that is what we'll be doing in the current National Convention.
Okay. Well, as we look at now the National Convention, we have got, what are the people that you expect to come to that camp?
The National Convention, we expect, number one, Christian students from all the secondary schools, I would say in Kenya, are invited for the National Convention. Why? Because we have programs specifically for the Christian students. And that is what I've talked about, called the peer-to-peer ministry. In this one will be training the students to go out and do ministry to other students. The second category is the teachers. The teachers will also be coming in, the Christian teachers, and all those teachers will accompany the students as they come for the convention. We also have specific programs for those teachers, and they'll be trained on quite a number of things. Some of the teachers may have their small children coming along with them because they may not be able to leave them at home. So because of that, we also think about a program to the young children who accompany their parents, and we have a program for the Sunday school. So all the children who accompany their parents will be put together, and they will also be ministered to and taught the Bible in a group that we are calling the Sunday school. In addition to that, we have students who have completed Form 4, whom we are calling KESATS, or Kenya Ex-Student Associates Team. And we'll also have programs for those students who have completed their Form 4, and they will also come to the camp. So we're also inviting them and welcoming them to come to the camp. If you've finished your Form 4 and you're wondering what to do next, who knows, we welcome you to come. Maybe it is at that point that you'll be able to just get a revelation about the career that God has called you to do. And then apart from the teachers, the students, and the KESATS and the children, we also have very special programs for our drivers, because the students come with buses, and the buses are driven by the drivers from our schools. So for the past few years, we have had very special programs for the drivers. So all the drivers who will be driving the students to the camps, we also want to encourage you that we are thinking about you, and there's a good program that is there for you. You'll be able to go through a training as far as road safety is concerned, and all that goes about with driving, and the new laws that are coming as far as being a driver in a school is concerned. And at the end of the day, like last year, they were given certificates, so I also want to encourage the drivers to come. There's a special program for them.
Wow, that is an all-round convention catering for all the people. Any other thing, probably other sessions that will be provided for besides the drivers, besides the students and Elijah?
Okay, we have also in the something we love calling counseling. Besides, when we train a student to do peer counseling, we also have a session for the adults, the grown-ups, to have a listening time to the students, praying with them, and also giving them guidance and counseling in some areas. So once the student comes or the teacher comes, there is more that is done within that. There is something we call a devotion. We teach the students how to take a personal time with God. It may not be now in the day, maybe daytime program, but early morning when we gather at 5, you see students are up and praying. We are putting a culture of seeking God in the students. And we join them as teachers, we join them as associates early morning, and then there's what we call community service. The students are taught to serve in the conventions. So they are not just being given the Bible, the whole day, they are given the practical Bible. They are told to serve the society. Like last year, I remember it was a convention for what we call triennial missions convention. We took them out to villages to preach, and they won many souls to Christ. That's part of training them to serve the society and the community. And then something else we do is that we teach them to live in harmony. In Kenya, there's something we call tribal affiliations. When we bring the students together, they come from all tribes. And we teach them how to appreciate each other as one brother, one sister, as my fellow person. So there are many things happening. That's just a tip on the iceberg. So there's more.
Wow. Madam Elos, as a student, did you happen to go to any of these camps?
Yes. Yes, I happened to go. I didn't make it to go when I was in high school. But when I went to college, I went, there was FOCUS, which is a body that covers the universities in Kenya, the Christian Union. And I went for a convention, the annual convention, that is basically a training on missions. And when I went for that convention, that's when I got the motivation to even be a teacher and go and disciple others. Wow. That's when I received the call and I realized my call is to young people. So I've also gone for Ezra. Ezra is basically a Bible training convention. So you're trained on reading the Bible and Bible study, memorizing scriptures, meditation on scriptures. And things have played a key role in my life now that I'm an adult.
Exactly. That means you are what you learned while in those camps. So that means that we were the KSF is inviting all to be part of this convention, And we shall get to know the details soon after this short break that we're having. Just keep tuned and we shall come back.
In Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This